A shocking act of bravery prevented a far greater tragedy during a shooting at a New Hampshire country club, authorities revealed. But here's where it gets controversial. What really motivated the shooter remains unclear, and the heroic response of those present is what saved lives that night. On the evening of September 20th, 2025, a gunman opened fire at the Sky Meadow Country Club in Nashua, New Hampshire, where a wedding celebration was underway. The quick and courageous actions of restaurant patrons helped stop the shooter, preventing what could have been a devastating massacre, according to New Hampshire Attorney General John Formella and Nashua Police Chief Kevin Rourke. Tragically, one man lost his life and 2 others were injured by gunfire during the incident. The victim who died was identified as Robert DeCesare Jr., 59. The suspect, Hunter Nadeau, 23, a former employee of the country club, was apprehended shortly after the shooting in a nearby neighborhood. He has been charged with second-degree murder for the deliberate shooting of DeCesare. Formella explained that Nadeau appeared to be trying to create chaos rather than acting out of a clear hate-driven motive. Witnesses reported that during the shooting, Nadeau shouted "Free Palestine," adding a layer of complexity to understanding his intentions. This statement has sparked debate about whether the attack was politically motivated or simply an act of random violence. In a remarkable display of selflessness, several patrons risked their own safety to intervene. Some witnesses described how one person struck Nadeau with a chair, an act credited with halting the shooter and potentially saving many lives. Michael Homewood, the wedding DJ, told WCVB-TV he hit him over the head with a chair, and he probably saved a bunch of lives just doing that. The shooting occurred right next to the wedding festivities, turning a joyful occasion into chaos. Investigators are still working to uncover the full motive behind Nadeau's actions. Authorities have confirmed there was only one shooter, despite initial reports suggesting there might have been 2. Additional charges are expected to be filed, especially concerning the other victims who were shot. Nadeau is scheduled to be arraigned at the 9th Circuit Court in Nashua on Monday. Among the injured, one is an employee of the club and the other a guest. The employee remains in critical but stable condition, while the status of the other victim is currently unknown. Beyond the gunshot wounds, at least 4 others sustained injuries such as cuts, a broken hand, and blunt force trauma. Nashua Fire Rescue reported assisting around 100 people from the scene to a nearby firehouse, mostly on foot. Governor Kelly Ayotte expressed her support, stating that the Attorney General's office would aid Nashua police in the investigation. She and her husband are praying for the victims and their families. Nashua is located approximately 45 miles northwest of Boston, just over the Massachusetts border. The victim's widow, Charlene DeCesare, shared her heartbreak in an email, describing herself as unbelievably traumatized and focusing on caring for their children in the aftermath. She called her late husband a hero, believing he was trying to protect her, their daughter, and possibly others during the shooting. Charlene also revealed that she and her daughter were near the shooter when he entered the room and that he seemed to target a restaurant employee. "My husband got caught in the fire trying to protect us," she said. She painted a picture of Robert as a man who loved golf, poker, and pickleball, and who was deeply cherished by family and community. She urged the public to avoid speculation and misinformation circulating about the incident, emphasizing that such rumors only complicate the investigation and make it harder for everyone involved, including law enforcement. Witnesses described a scene of utter chaos. Evie O'Rourke, Robert's mother, recounted the terrifying moment she couldn't find her son after he was shot. "He went down. My daughter-in-law and granddaughter escaped. They saw my son go down and they saw blood," she said. Sophie Flaberis, a wedding guest, told WCVB-TV that someone struck the suspect with a chair to stop him, after which the shooter fled the scene. She recalled the moment vividly. "We had just gathered around the dance floor, about to do a Greek tradition of smashing plates and throwing dollar bills. The bride had just handed me the plates to give to her husband, when suddenly we heard 5 gunshots. Then chaos erupted, screaming and running everywhere." Emily Ernst describes seeing the gunman dressed entirely in black and wearing a mask. "We just saw him raise the gun, and then we ran," she said. I ran through the kitchen for my life. Tom Bartleson, who was attending his nephew's wedding, also shared his experience. We were about to dance for the bride and groom when all hell broke loose, he said. We heard about 6 shots, everyone ducked for cover, and then we were rushed to safe spots. This incident raises important questions about public safety, the role of bystanders in emergencies, and how we interpret the motives behind such violent acts. Was this a politically motivated attack, or a senseless act of violence? How do we balance the need for swift justice with understanding the complexities behind such tragedies? We invite you to share your thoughts and perspectives in the comments below. Do you agree with the authorities' assessment? Or do you see this event differently?